All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hope everyone's doing well, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know we did. We had a lot of Zooms that we did this weekend, especially on Saturday. And I think if you looked on Facebook, you'll see that we did a first. And after 27 years, there aren't always a lot of new firsts in our profession, but times change, and we were asked by the general manager of LifeVantage over in Europe, she lives in Madrid, if we would do a Spanish Zoom, train for a half hour. And I didn't know what to say originally when she asked, other than, that sounds great, but I don't speak Spanish, and neither does April. And she said, oh, no, you do it in English and I'll translate. She says the only thing you got to do different is speak for like a minute and then stop and let me translate and then continue. And I got to tell you, it was really interesting. Very different, because if you don't, this is a case where you need notes. Okay, I don't use notes, but this is a case where you need notes, and because when you stop, you can lose your train of thought. And, normally once I get started, I just get started and I go, and that's that. But very interesting. The feedback was great. They had hundreds and hundreds of people from all over, from Mexico, from Puerto Rico, from Spain, they're from all over the place. So it was really cool. So we had a great weekend. I hope you did. But I want to talk to you a couple things tonight. One, we talk a lot about doing business on social media, and we talk a lot about, in particular, Facebook. Okay, but I do want to remind you of something. Okay, during this virus, this quarantine, being under house arrest, during this period that we're all dealing with, it's an opportunity for us to sharpen our skills in an area where maybe we weren't so good, and I know that, I've learned a ton in the last 2 months about doing things on Facebook and social media, just by listening to April, and the things she's doing and stuff. And I'm getting my own style. I'm doing the things that, she's telling me to do, but I'm doing it as Bobby, not the way April does it, because we still need to be ourselves. The people still need to know that we're being ourselves, even though there's certain things that we do in order to do business. You still got to have, your own personality. And what I want to say is this: if you're not a social media person, if you're not a Facebook person, I know some people use LinkedIn. I don't, but I know a lot of my European distributors do. Do use Facebook, but do use LinkedIn. But keep in mind, most people now have been quarantined or been stuck in the house, okay, for about the better part of 2 months. We're approaching the end of April, and just about everybody's been quarantined since March 1st, okay? So we're going on 2 months, if it's not already 2 months. And people will get tired of social media. They'll get tired of Netflix. They get tired of being online all the time. And let's not forget to pick up the phone and call people. People may find it refreshing to get a phone call from someone and get off the dumb computer. Okay, and especially if you're new, if you're brand new in this business, or if you're looking to jumpstart your business, maybe you've been in for a few months, but you really haven't done anything. Look, I'm going to tell you, and those of you that know me, I'm like this, but if you're new, you may not know me yet, but I've never had trouble or had an issue with playing the dumb card. Just play dumb, And what do I mean by that? Okay, look, I've been self-employed since I'm 12 years old. And those of you that know me know that, and I didn't go to college, neither did April. We've been self-employed our whole lives, okay? But I don't mind playing the dumb card. And here's what I mean. You know, there's a tremendous advantage to ignorance in this business when you're new. See, excitement is what people want, and it's what draws people to you. Being really smart or a brainiac scares people away from you. See, if I come across, people know I'm an entrepreneur, that's a given, okay? And they know that I'm a risk taker, that's a given. So they don't expect me to be an expert on something if I've just started a new business, okay? I'm relying on someone else's expertise. So there's nothing wrong with this. Picking up the phone, let's face it, not everyone you and I know is on Facebook, okay? Even though knowing what we know about Facebook, if they're not, I'd be wondering why. Okay, when there's 2.5 billion people on it, there is no one single place of where you could meet and talk to and communicate with more people than Facebook. But regardless, not everybody is on it. Some people that are on it don't use it or check on it. So let's not forget about the phone. Let's not forget about playing the dumb card. And here's what I mean by the dumb card. It doesn't mean you're dumb, okay? It means I'm so stinking excited. I wasn't looking for a new business. It fell into my lap. The person that introduced it to me has credibility galore. That person's working with someone that's been in the industry a long time and made millions and millions of dollars. So I wasn't looking, but when I started thinking of people that might benefit from it, you popped into mind. See, that's what I mean by playing the dumb card. Don't back yourself into a corner in this business where when you're new and you think you need to have all the answers, okay? Do not do that. I'm telling you, excitement beats education and knowledge 100 to 1. People will get involved with you more because you're pumped and excited than they ever will because you can explain why and how oxidative stress works in protandem nerve 2, okay? Or how sirtuins work in NAD. They don't care. See, people care about benefits. They want to know that it's going to work, and they want to know that somebody knows and they don't need to know. But here's what's going to draw them to you. And you've heard me use this before. We are all like a magnet, okay? We're magnets. And we are doing one of two things. There's no middle road here, okay? Depending on what side of the magnet, a magnet is either drawing things to it, or if you flip it around, it's pushing things away from it. Well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is if you started a brand new business and you insist on being a brainiac and acting like you know all of this information, you're gonna scare the other person away or push them away because the first thing they're gonna think, well, I've always known they were smart, okay? And I just, not only would I never know what they know, but I have no desire in learning it either. And we push them away. Here's the flip side. If I'm excited and I'm brand new, and I'm saying I'm brand new, and I'm saying I wasn't looking, well, the person you called wasn't looking either, okay? And all they hear and sense is excitement in your voice, okay, guess what? They're gonna get excited because you're excited. You've just sent a message that you don't need to be a brainiac in order to get started because you already got started, but the information or questions they may have can be easily answered by using third-party validation, meaning your sponsor or someone in the upline or someone that's just been around longer, okay? Now, you can always use the PubMed studies. You can always use the group page on Facebook, the product page that we use. You can use all of that material, but sometimes the good old-fashioned telephone is the best way to go. And I heard, April was doing the chat today, and I heard some people talking about, Facebook this and Facebook that. And again, we're all doing a lot on it because we're all under house arrest. What the heck else are you going to do? Netflix doesn't earn you money, so you're going to sharpen your skills online, and that's what we're doing. But are we doing it at the expense of picking up the telephone and just saying, hey, Mike, it's Bob. It's been a while, man. How you guys doing? Is everyone safe and sound with this virus? See, I send the same message to my friend Mike on Facebook, but it doesn't have the tone of me caring. See, he's not hearing how I'm feeling about him. He's not getting a read. It's kind of like, I'm doing a Zoom now and I see there's a big audience out there, and that's great, but I don't get the same feeling as when I'm in front of a room of a live audience and I can read the body language and I could see if people are leaning in or leaning back, have their arms crossed, have their arms open, if they're nodding off, if they're nodding with me, if they're shaking their heads in agreement or not. See, on Zoom, you don't have that. So it's a different animal, okay? Well, that's kind of like sending a message on Facebook. It's like being on Zoom, okay? You just don't know. They're out there, but you're not getting any feedback. Well, guess what? On the telephone, you are getting feedback and they're getting feedback, okay? They're hearing how enthusiastic you are in your voice. So let's not forget the telephone, especially when you're new. You see, if you're not an expert on Facebook and you're brand new in the business, okay, you can use our monthly playbook. The company's got great material, and they'll even tell you what day to post and what to post and where to get it and do it. That's all there for you, okay? You don't have to think that, but it'll still never replace me calling my friend Mike and saying, Mike, look, I this is out of the blue. I wasn't looking, but man, when I started thinking about people who could really benefit from this business, I thought of you. And most important, not only did I think of you, but I don't want you being mad at me a year from now or 2 years from now when you're starting to hear about this business a whole lot and you find out that I was involved and I didn't call you right away. And then you're mad at me that it took a year or 2 years before you got to me. And then you're not going to do it because you're going to be mad that I didn't call you first. So I'm calling you first. That way we can get rid of that. Whether it's for you or not, I'm letting you know right away, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. See, there's nothing wrong with saying that on the phone. That's what I mean, playing the dumb card, being really, really excited and not answering any questions other than you weren't looking, it fell in your lap, and when you checked it out, it just made sense to get involved. And if there are questions, you got some great partners that'll hop right on the phone or a Zoom and answer their questions. See, you can never get in trouble doing it that way, never, okay? So that was what I wanted to train on. A couple things I want to talk to you about tonight for the last few minutes. It is the 20th. So we have 10, 11 if you count today, but 10 days left in the month, okay? And this is when you got to close strong, okay? The next 10 days, all the chatting, everything that you've been talking about, everything that's been going on, you need to begin to, to close it up. And the beauty of this is, we're doing these daily chats every day at 6. The company is having a superstar do an opportunity meeting every Tuesday at 9 at night, okay? They're doing those fabulous Saturday trainings every Saturday. And then all this stuff is recorded and we can go back and get it on YouTube and use it anytime we want. So, I mean, we have no excuses. Everything is available. If you miss it live, it's recorded and you can just get the link, send it to anybody. But we want to finish the month strong. And I'm going to share something with you. And I'm sorry, I'm not being evasive or anything like that, but there's some big stuff that's going to happen in May and June, and really cool stuff, okay? And that the company is going to do. And I'm telling you this, if you are standing flat-footed at the end of April, like you have no momentum going on, you didn't sign up any customers, you didn't sign up any distributors, you didn't do anything for the next 11 days. And then on May 1st, you find out what the company is doing. And I'm sorry, I am sworn to secrecy, so I can't say anything more than that, okay? I'm just telling you, it's got me really pumped. You don't want, and this is your warning, this is like a 2-minute warning in football. You do not want the end of the month to come and you be standing flat-footed. You want to have raced through the finish line, okay? Race through the finish line. And then when May 1st comes, you had all this momentum from all these new customers and all these new distributors. You had all this stuff going on, and you just continue going forward. See, that is how April and I have built this business for 27 years. Now, I know we're only in LifeVantage for 2 years, and 25 years was with our first company, but that has never changed, okay? It's never changed. That is the way we work. We have a daily method of operation. I think these days they call it a DMO or something. To me, it's just what you do every freaking day when you wake up, okay? Call it DMO, call it daily method. I don't care what you call it. It's your work, you know, it's what you're doing. And I'm telling you, this next 10, 11 days is so crucial, because if you do what you need to do, you sign on 5 or 10 new customers or distributors. You know, distributors are free, you know, for this month. It ends on April 30th, but every customer that is in your downline should be a distributor before it ends, okay? And every person that becomes a distributor should at least be ordering a bottle of Protandem, so that they're, you know, they're getting the advantage of the oxidative stress in the nerve too. I would set them up with a Tri-Synergizer if it were my person, but you know, we should have no trouble carrying a lot of momentum into May, and then what happens in May is going to be repeated in June. And I'm just going to tell you this, it's the end of the physical year for the company, the last 2 months. April is month 10, 11 and 12 are the last 2 months. And we have an opportunity to finish strong during the coronavirus. Just think about that. We have a chance to finish strong during. Last month's numbers were one of our best months of the year, right smack in the middle of the virus. And April is way ahead of March. So we're going to be rewarded with some opportunity in May and June. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Now, besides that, I guess one last thing I want to share with you is, no matter what you do to build this business, everything works, okay? Whatever you do works. You can do this business face-to-face. Now, granted, that's a little hard while we're under house arrest here, but you know, you can do it face-to-face. You can do it through your network of professionals. You can do it through church. You can do it through your business. You can do it through your sports. You can work it through your kids' networks. You can work, there's endless. You can do it through groups. You know, one of the fastest growing segments in this business are people that are in different Facebook groups. I'm not talking about all product group, which all of your customers and prospects should be in that group so they're getting dripped on. I'm talking about you being in other groups. Like, you know, someone invited me today to be in a group, you know, like post a picture of tell us what your favorite coffee is and post a picture of it in your favorite mug. Okay, and somebody from high school did this, so I did it, okay? And then I was in a group that had our dogs, and most of you know our dogs have passed away, but it's a group with that. I'm in another group where it's car collectors, and it's a car I had in high school, okay? I'm in a baseball group because I'm a baseball fan. So I'm in different groups. April's in, I don't even know what group she's in. She's in so many of them. But those are some of the best places to get leads, is to go into a group that you know something about or you have an interest in. And it's very easy to get into conversations because you're starting with a common denominator. Okay. But it doesn't matter. What I'm getting to is this, because I only got 1 minute left. Everything works. Everything. It's just a matter of, will you work it until it works? See, in this business, because we have no boss, because we can't get fired, because we can take as long as we want or go as fast as we want, what happens is a lot of times we start something and we don't finish. And that's why we recommend books like The Consistency Chain. That's why we recommend some goal setting and stuff, because not everybody's self-motivated. Not everybody sees themselves through the hurdles and the difficulties. See, April and I have gotten ourselves so programmed that we look forward to when it gets really hard. We look forward to it because we know a major breakthrough is coming. Until you get to the point when it's really hard, you're not going to grow. You're not going to have a breakthrough. We know when we get to that point where it's hard, okay, we're getting real close to something big of a breakthrough. But see, if you're not programmed that way, if you haven't done that your whole life, then that sounds weird. It sounds crazy, okay? So what I want you to do is this, okay? Because I don't want to go over here. I will edit this. I will get it emailed out to everybody. I will get it posted in the training group. But what I need your help with is making sure that all the different trainings and methods of communication that we have, everything out there, that you're getting it out there with you're plugged into it and you're getting it out to your team. Okay, and we'll always email this out. We'll always put this on Facebook in our team training, the training page and stuff. So everything's very easily gotten to. But do us a favor. We got 10, I'll call it 10 days left in the month. Let's make sure that we are sprinting through the end of the month, because when corporate comes on and announces what's going to be going on for May and June, you guys are going to go crazy, because I'm already going crazy and I know what it is, okay? And it's got me just absolutely jumping like a maniac. So I appreciate you tuning in. I'll get this out shortly to you all. And other than that, we'll see you on the chat tomorrow night at 6. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.